This is the Mosen Mortgage Program with Sarah Mosen. Mosen Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mosen.
It's Friday, folks. It's great to be back here again, and it is that Healthy Friday with Sharon Skittle. How are you today, Sharon?
Fine, Sarah. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. It seems like forever since I've seen you.
I know. That's because you're not in your exercise mode at my studio.
So listen, I'm really excited about this Lululemon stuff. The Run Club, the yoga, and I think they should make you the ambassador. I really do. Just being honest. Just a little plug there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thanks. We are very excited, too. We are having a running club out of our studio. And for those of you not in Pittsburgh, it's the time of year that people start to get outside and run again. And our running club is going to have different ambassadors every week that teach different techniques. So one week it might be sprint intervals, and one week it might be hills, and one week it might be the chi running technique. And then it's followed by yoga geared towards runners afterwards, which focuses on feet, ankles, hips, Achilles, calves. And it's just a really good way to counter what you're doing outside on the pavement. And there's a huge difference. For people who run indoors, there's a huge, huge difference running outside, especially in an area like ours that's very hilly. It just requires a whole different set of cardiovascular fitness, and it recruits a lot more muscle to run those hills.
Well, here's the thing. You run, and you do the marathons, and I think far better than myself. I really do commend you for that. I think it's a great thing. It takes a lot of, I think it does take a lot of patience, and it takes a lot out of you. I mean, you've done a couple of the marathons, right?
I've done one full and probably 10 halves, and a bunch of relays. But I am a huge advocate of cross training. I do not believe in the traditional marathon training, and I think if you go to any marathon expo and see everyone that's getting taped up, that should be enough proof to try a different way. Every runner who just runs ends up with kinesiology tape all over them because they have injuries. When you cross train and you build strength in the areas that you need, around your knees, around your hips, around your ankles, you have a better run. And so I think it's better to take a little bit of time away from your runs and put them into strength training, put them into flexibility, and it just makes you a better runner. And I wish that other people would jump on my bandwagon.
Well, I think that you're really great at what you do, and I certainly think both you and Brittany Troyer are partners in the business and are very much focused on taking care of folks out there on their training needs, but also their spiritual needs. And I think that's really important. Faith, firstly, and obviously I deal with finance, but just from the emotional side, because when you're working with folks who are going into your studio, you have a cycle and yoga studio, you do take a lot of care. And I think that that's really primary, because it's not just showing people how to exercise, but just taking that time out. And you do give that time.
We want people to feel loved when they come into our studio. We do. And we want them to feel, she's rolling her eyes, folks. And we want them to feel cared for. And we want them to understand that this is the only body they have, and they do need to take care of it. And from a spiritual aspect, for me, exercise is a form of meditation or prayer. It's just another way of being thankful for what you have, and I think you have to take care of that. And
I agree.
I do. And when I run, I do pray. For me, it's very rhythmic, and it helps me. It does. I do.
Well, that's
how
good.
I think through my runs.
Well, I think that it is. I think what you do.
I don't listen to music. A lot of people have iPods. I don't. I like that quiet. It's my time to meditate, to pray, and to just be alone with myself.
Well, it's important to have time to yourself. I think it's healthy. And again, folks, I do want you to reach out to Sharon Skittle. The number is 1-800-662-9550. And obviously, you have your website and email address. Why don't you mention those?
Urban Elements in Psychology, www.uecpgh.com. And Gmail is uecpgh@gmail.com.
I seriously believe in the work that you do. And you're rolling your eyes, but it's true. You are very good at what you do. And I think that it's important for folks to ask the question. I always say it. Ask the question. Don't base it on any assumptions. Figure it out with an expert. So it's always good to ask those questions to someone like Sharon when it comes to fitness or goals, or even just mind-body connection, because sometimes you're going in there and you're miserable and you're doing something that you don't want to be doing, and therefore you leave unhappy.
Well, attitude is everything. And I tell people, I had a class the other day. There were 4 new people, and they came as friends, and none of them had exercised in many, many years. And they were, in the age group, 40 to 50 year age group. And I was getting frustrated because I could see they were not really trying, and they were making fun of it, and they were laughing, and they were saying how bad they were, but they weren't really putting forth the effort. And then I had to step away instead of getting cranky like I was, and just understand that it's a new experience. So when you go into a place, if you're new, really go in with an open mind and give it 100% effort. It doesn't help you to not try. And if you're not going to try, then really what's the point? And it's frustrating to me to see people say, I want to get healthy, I want to get fit, and not really do anything about it. So go out there and do something about it. It's going to change your life in a positive way. It's going to keep you mobile longer, and you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, good things happen.
Well, I think that you're encouraging folks a lot, and I see that in your classes and just in your day-to-day living, which is very important, and you're a person of service. And I do support a lot of charities because I believe in being of service, but you're working with several, and you are doing the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I encourage folks to donate or volunteer. You're doing the
LLS.org is the website for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's just LLS.org,
right.
And we have that race is on the 21st, and it's sold out, which is awesome. And we have over 1,200 riders. Our goal is 140,000 this year. And last year we raised over 134,000. So it's a big event. And then we have another one, March 7th, that's for the Sherman's disease, which you've had
nice.
Doug on before.
Doug's
And this is an energy building yoga class. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's the energy building where we do the positive affirmation and tapping. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a fun way to bring people together and to raise awareness. And we had talked about Sherman's disease before, but I'm just going to throw a shout out to parents to look at their children at an early age. Between the ages of 10 and 14, you can see in their spine, if they bend over and touch their toes and there's a curve there, and their back bothers them, it's hard for them to sit up straight, ask a doctor. If you catch it between 10 and 14, it's non-event, and it can be corrected easily. My friend Doug is 49 years old, and it's not, his prognosis is not good. And if they had caught it when he was younger, he'd be fine today. So, and it's a relatively easy fix if they catch it early enough. So, and a lot of physicians aren't aware of it. We're trying to get pamphlets into all of the PTGs in the schools and in every pediatrician's office so that parents and doctors are aware of this. It's a kyphosis of the spine, and it's in the thoracic, the middle part of the back, and when they touch their toes, you can just see the curve there. It's
so important because it's preventable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other thing that I did want to mention is like I said, you are very much a person of service. You do a lot. You do a lot of stuff for the community. I saw Brittany the other day, and I just think that you both are just great partners. You both are very similar and yet not so similar, so that works really well in a business.
She's much smarter.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just equally smart. And I do encourage folks to just take care of your health and ask questions and find out how you can not work super hard. You can be smart about it. You don't have to do the 3-hour training sessions like myself. Do 30 minutes.
Yeah, you enjoy it. And I need to throw a shout out too for brain exercises. I have recently started playing Luminosity, and I'm telling you.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think, can't you tell how much smarter I sound? But honestly, I think that,
you're a genius.
The whole is the goal. We want overall health and fitness.
Right.
And we want to be able to, quiet our mind through meditation, but we also need to exercise our mind and keep it sharp, particularly if you're in a position where you're not thinking on a day-to-day basis. If you have if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're dealing with your kids all day, or if you have friends like Sarah and you're not challenged. The Luminosity, there's so many brain games.
Does it help?
It does, and it's fun.
Cool.
It's just something, instead of looking at Facebook, do a game on Luminosity. It's just fun.
Now, you have, I like the Run Club and the Lululemon tie-in because Lululemon's done some great work. And
Lululemon has been an outstanding advocate for promoting cohesiveness in the fitness community in every city that they're in. And people, can give them a bad rap about their yoga pants and being see-through, or the CEO's remarks about women in yoga pants. But the reality is they promote well-being throughout the city. They bring people together in a very cohesive pattern. They've eliminated that competition, and they've done a lot to promote boutique studios where we can work together for a common goal instead of, competing for clients.
Right.
So it's been a very good thing for our community.
I think so, and it's exciting. And I think I think you would be a great ambassador to Lululemon. I'm saying it and I'm not being biased. I'm just saying it for the work that you've done, and I think that it's a perfect relationship, and I think it's exciting. You opened your studio. It's not been that long, has it? It's been
October.
And here we are. And you did this amazing trigger workshop with the yoga festival last year with Christine Thompson, and I think I want to replay that show because I was thinking about that, and so much has happened.
We just had another one in the studio, and we had a ton of positive feedback.
Good.
And I just had a LPGA woman come in who was giving a golf lesson, and one of the guys from our workshop told her how much it helped him, so she came in on Tuesday.
Well, it helped me. I mean, you've worked with me on my shoulder and stuff, so it's all good. I endorse you. You're terrific at what you do, and I'm always smiling when I see you because I think that it's in a good way. You know what I mean? I think that you're a doer, and I think that's a good thing. That's a fun thing. That makes life a good thing, in a sense that you're returning and giving back.
Likewise.
There you go.
Likewise, Sarah. It's like looking in the mirror.
Oh, no. Listen, come back. As you
Thanks.
know, you're going to be back again. And the number here, 1-800-662-9550. Sharon Skittle on health and wellness. And I look forward to having you back again.
Look forward to being back. Thanks.
All right.
This has been the Mosen Mortgage Program with Sarah Mosen. Mosen Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.